voice of Hollywood.
Hello, sexy voice of Seattle.
How are you, Anzu?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. Thanks for thinking of me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I heard the episode on Michael Jackson.
Pretty interesting, huh?
Yeah, I used to work for his music supervisor. Both my sister and I worked for him, and so sometimes we would have to get calls from him, and I've even babysat little Prince. So yeah.
Oh man, we have to do a whole another show on that.
From working for Steven Seagal as well. That when you get to a position like that, it was just a very surreal kind of experience working for the whole Michael deal. Hey, Robert.
Hello, Anzu.
I should write a book. One day. First things first.
Greetings and welcome to Sexy Voices of Hollywood with your hosts Robert Taylor and
Yayoi Winfrey.
Every other week on this show we'll present another sexy voice of Hollywood.
This week's guest is Anzu Lawson. Besides having a sexy Hollywood voice, Anzu is a multi-ethnic professional actress, musician, and stand-up comic. In a review of her performance at the Hollywood Improv, The Examiner wrote, quote, Anzu Lawson is a consummate and multi-talented performer who represents the new triple threat in Hollywood, singer, actress, and stand-up comedian. Anzu Lawson is an entertainment force who consistently delivers, regardless of the genre, end quote.
Anzu has guest starred in more than half a dozen network shows, including a recent spot on Criminal Minds as Dr. Ruiz, a Latina. She's also played lead and supporting roles in 8 films over the years, including working opposite Christian Slater in He Was a Quiet Man for Showtime. Anzu is driven, fearless, funny, vivacious, and sexy. She's been described as an Asian Kim Cattrall. Fluent in Japanese, Anzu has a goal to redefine Asian American stereotypes in a fun and entertaining way. A 2010 graduate of the UCLA screenwriting program, Anzu has just completed her unique comedic screenplay called Geisha School Dropout.
You can see Anzu on www.youtube.com/Anzu Lawson. And she spells her name A-N-Z-U Lawson, L-A-W-S-O-N.
That link will be posted on our YouTube page, Sexy Voices of Hollywood. Welcome to the show, Anzu.
Hello. Hi, Robert. Hi, Yayoi.
Hello.
Hi, Anzu.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Well, thank you for appearing on our show.
Thank you. So how can I be of service today?
How did you get such an interesting name?
Well, Anzu means apricot in Japanese. I think it means pear in Korean. But the letter or the word in Japanese is good fortune, good destiny. So my mom gave us names with the letters in it.
Very interesting.
Yeah, very, very interesting.
Indeed. You're mixed with Japanese, Korean, and Caucasian. How has being multi-ethnic...
That makes me Caucasian.
That makes you Caucasian.
That makes me Caucasian, yes.
It certainly does. How has being multi-ethnic affected your career?
Well, it has been good, and I don't want to say bad, but, there's, I think right now the trend that I'm seeing is that television is the forerunner in really representing the melting pot of America, and film has really yet to follow suit. But you'll see all the diversity showcases that Fox and NBC and CBS and ABC are doing. They're really making a conscious effort to bring more Asians, Indians, Latinas, African Americans into the pot, to the TV and commercials. Commercials, they don't really have multi-ethnic couples yet as much as they should, but, so it goes TV, film, and then commercials, is what I've been seeing. So a lot of opportunities now. It's a good time to be multi-ethnic. When I first started out, it was, concubine, or, a lot of roles I did were with heavy Asian accent. So my first movie I did was Viggo Mortensen. I asked the director, I said, does she have to have an accent? And, she was the virgin goddaughter of the Japanese mafia. So, of course she has to have an accent. So, but now I don't see it so much.
Since you speak Japanese, will you honor us with a few words?
はじめまして、アンズ・ローソンです。よろしくお願いします。はい。
Hi.
I just ordered a yellowtail sashimi.
Very funny, very funny.
Kawaii, kawaii. So Anzu, you've been featured in a lot of movies, and I'm just wondering if you have any favorite ones, any favorite roles out there?
The one I did with Christian Slater was really special because, I got to work with Frank Capello for the third time, and he was the one that put me in my first movie in America. But I distinctly remember seeing Christian Slater out in some club, 10 years ago, and he was like sectioned off in this VIP area, and we were there, and I just kind of looked over and I said, one day, I'm going to make a movie with him.
Wow.
I look over, and I'm holding Christian's hand, and we're getting ready to do the scene, and I was like, wait a minute. This really happened. I can't believe it. So in that respect, that was really special.
So that role was in the film He Was a Quiet Man?
Yes, and unfortunately, my scene with Christian, my big scene with Christian, is in the deleted barbecue scene.
Oh, no.
It's still in the movie, but, you had to, But, no, that was really special.
So on top of being an actress, a musician, a stand-up comic, then you're also psychic, because you looked over and made this prediction that you would be in a film with him someday, right?
And I did it again with Criminal Minds, and I was like, God, how did I do that? What's the formula? And honestly, I was thinking about it before I got on this interview with you guys today. I was thinking, it's just claiming and being in your knowing and putting it out to the universe, and being without any doubt, because I did not have any doubt. I was so sure of myself when I was much younger.
Wow. That's pretty amazing, though. That's very.
But you believe in that too, Yoli, right?
That's true.
Yeah. So what you think, what you believe, comes.
Earlier, you mentioned some casting trends, and you were saying that lately you have seen more a variety, more diversity of ethnicities, particularly in television. And you mentioned, being multi-ethnic and seeing more multi-ethnic people. Now, is that kind of a good thing if you're, like you in particular played the role of a Latina woman, but you're mostly Asian and Caucasian. So do you find that is happening, that you are being offered roles that are of other ethnicities that not of your own? Is that happening with you?
This week I went on a couple auditions, and it was just a melting pot, multi-ethnic. So, everybody from, the audition yesterday was for a cop role. So you can just imagine. And most of the episodics now, the bad guys will be the white person.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah. I don't know. I've noticed that they're definitely more open, and they want that. And they want to represent. Then making a big effort by having these diversity showcases for each network, featuring up-and-coming multi-ethnic or ethnic people. But in commercials, a lot of times if you go in for a commercial and you're a family, they won't mix up the races. So you won't see an Asian woman with an African American or an Indian with a white. You won't see that in commercials, not yet. So